Okay, Thomas, we were discussing the Snowhomish recordings, and I believe it's Puyallup, some recordings that were made in a Puyallup gravel pit, that sort of area, and also the Klamath, Oregon recordings of a screaming alleged Sasquatch. And we know the mystery on that one, and I would like you to share it with everybody.
Well, there was a series of recordings which no one could identify that were first recorded in 1969-70 near Puyallup, Washington. And they were the most oddest cries you ever heard. And these cries, myself included, I thought if it was ever proven what made these cries, it would probably end up being Sasquatch in Oregon. That was the theory. And then in 1979 near Chehalis, there was similar cries taken by a woman and her father outside their farmhouse that were exactly the same,
right.
Same type of sounds. And again in 1993, there were recordings made along the Klamath River in Northern California, which again were the same. So everybody thought that these were, of all the recorded sounds, it was probably these three that would turn out to be Sasquatch in origin, and I kind of went along with that. But and of course, many of my colleagues who do call blasting use these sounds,
right,
in their call blasting attempts in their expeditions. Well, in 2006, we had a series of sounds frightening the people outside the trailer park near the Chehalis Flats, near the Chehalis Reserve on the Harrison River. And John Green told these people to, even if they don't see anything, next time it happens, put their camcorder out in the porch and at least get so we can hear what they were talking about. And once again, they sounded exactly like the Puyallup recordings, the Snowhomish recordings, and the Klamath recordings. So we did an investigation in that area that went on for about 3 weeks. And then on April the 5th, 2006, Jerry, Matthew, and myself were out in the flats. We heard the sounds. And we went racing towards them, thinking, this is it. We're finally going to see what's making these sounds. And we did. It was a coyote. It looked like invisible hands were squeezing this animal's guts as it let out this incredible cry. And you know, I'm 53. I've been around coyotes my whole life. I have never heard this sound uttered by a coyote before.
Yeah.
I mean, back in Water Valley, Alberta, it was like a symphony of coyotes. They went out. They were all night. We used to sit out on the porch and listen to them.
Yeah.
But not this particular sound. Now, what happened was a second coyote came bounding out of the tree line, and it was like a happy reunion between two puppies. They both reverted back to that familiar yip, yip, yipping type sound we've heard a million times.
Right.
And seen coyotes make a million times. It looked like a happy reunion, and off they went bounding and jumping on each other and stuff, and just happy as a clam. And what I think it is a location cry, a rarely heard or recorded location cry, letting another coyote know where it is.
Yeah.
So that took care of the Chehalis sounds, and as far as I'm concerned, it also took care of the Puyallup recordings in the late 1960s, the Snowhomish recordings in 1979, and the Klamath recordings in 1993. Now, when I announced this, a lot of my colleagues who use these sounds for cloud blasting, and a lot of people in general, didn't want to hear it.
Now, hold on a second. Now, Matt Moneymaker says that Sasquatches imitate coyotes.
Yeah, he's not the only one.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say things like that. Even someone said it was a coyote impersonating a Sasquatch, which I find rather odd that people just wouldn't accept a coyote making this sound, but they'll accept a Sasquatch making this sound, which is kind of strange to me, but hey, there you go. But I can't change the facts. The facts are I saw a coyote emitting the Chehalis sound, and I think I'm right. That it basically explains all those other sounds too.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience that those same calls are emitted by coyotes in the Sumas area.
Yeah.
So it's if anything, it's a Pacific Northwest.
Correct. The same sounds were heard in the Roche region too, and I heard it myself one night a couple of years before this.
Right.
And I thought, well, maybe they do have a Sasquatch around here.
Right.
It was a letdown, but also good news, because that one particular type of sound is now no longer suspect.
That's right.
You know, I mean, when a mystery is solved, if the conclusion isn't what you hoped it would be, it doesn't make it any less solved.
That's right.
You know, so in my opinion, start concentrating on some of the other recordings that we don't know what did it.
Yeah.
Because those sounds, in my opinion, are coyote. And if anyone's still using these particular sounds in their call blasting expeditions, they're just getting other coyotes howling back, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Call blasting, unless you know what's making the sound in reply, it's a stupid endeavor.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right.
Because a noise in the bush and a noise at night is just that. A noise at night, a noise in the bush. Unless you saw what made it, you have nothing.
All right. Thanks, Thomas.